With the SEC on a regulatory rampage, we thought we'd check in with their original victim, XRP. On the chart, the current formation is neutral. We've got this symmetrical triangle drawing in here. Basically, we've got price consolidating between increasingly lower highs and higher lows. We've got resistance around here, and we've got support coming in down here. So basically, this is a neutral formation generally, although within that we do have an indication of which way price is going to go. So if we take these lines off, I'll just make it slightly easier to see, we can see that what we've got is a very pronounced inverse head and shoulders, which is generally going to be a very bullish breakout sign, and we can draw in a neckline there. And what we can see is that the inverse head and shoulders is already broken beyond the neckline. We generally wait for confirmation of that before we would, take a long. Often what we'll see as well is that price will retrace to the neckline, which you can see it's done perfectly here before going on. So I would anticipate this to continue as a bullish breakout. First of all, breaking this trend line here, and then secondly, looking to then test the resistance above. So I think 0.5842 would be a good target for this current market move. Off the charts, XRP is also likely to be key in the current SEC versus crypto battle. The basis of the SEC's complaints against Binance and Coinbase are that they were offering securities whilst not being licensed to do so. So the first time the SEC went after crypto for being a security was in their case against XRP. So if XRP win that case, it could set a precedent. If XRP isn't a security, then you don't need to be a regulated broker to sell it, basically. There is also a second strand to all of this that might be helpful to Binance and Coinbase from the SEC case against XRP, and that's the Hinman emails that we briefly touched on yesterday. So they're due to be released next week on the 13th of June, and they allegedly show that the former director of the SEC was receiving payments from Ethereum investors to favorably regulate it, effectively to clarify that Ethereum wasn't a security. With these emails dropping next week, it's obvious that if there's any truth to the idea that there was corruption at play within the SEC, then that's going to massively help Coinbase and Binance and be extremely damaging for the SEC. Brilliantly yesterday on Twitter, Gary Gensler tweeted about the Coinbase action, explaining what the SEC were doing, and the automated Twitter misinformation correction popped up on his post, pointing out that Coinbase had repeatedly attempted to get the guidance from the SEC over the issues that the SEC was accusing them of, and that they'd had to even sue the SEC to get any form of clarity around this. As soon as we know what's happening with the XRP case and the Hinman emails, we'll update you. Hopefully it'll help propel XRP price even further beyond the bullish formation that it's setting up today. In terms of Bitcoin, and staying on a theme of inverse head and shoulders, you can see that we've got, this is the weekly chart, a very similar pattern in play on this longer term Bitcoin chart. So we've got the two shoulders and the head. We've got this really definitive break of the neckline, and what we're seeing, similar to XRP, is this retrace. We're retracing, as we kind of know when we've zoomed in and looked at smaller time frames, within this falling wedge. We actually touched the neckline yesterday, so we have, this chart looks incredibly positive. I think if you were to look at this in isolation and away from all of the regulatory issues, you'd be anticipating a massive breakout based on this chart. You'd be looking at prices of around 40k. The issue is, of course, that we have these huge kind of weights hanging on Bitcoin price, holding it back, which is the regulatory environment in the US, which is, frankly, just a complete mess. Please like the video if it was of any use. It really helps us keep all our communities free. Drop a comment below, or better yet, join the free Discord link below if you want to discuss this further.